Welcome into the booth. Easton Amelia on the call for the first ever Missouri Sports Talk broadcast. The matchup in store today is between the Cameron Dragons and the Odessa Bulldogs. It's about time for your 48 minutes of high school football today. But before we get started with this season opener, I was able to talk with the head coach of the Odessa Bulldogs, Brett Jewell, who is entering his second season at the helm of this Odessa Bulldogs team. What is the, emphasis on winning week one? Because I was there last year and you guys were able to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, we got the job done last year, but we didn't win the game the way we wanted to. For us, it's cutting out the mental mistakes, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, and then really identifying what the Odessa brand of football is. We're going to be a smash mouth type of football team. We might throw the ball around, but we have a really physical group of kids, and I just want to see them play a full 48-minute game, first quarter through the fourth quarter, no let off the gas. I want them to see what it is like to put their maximum effort into a game at the beginning of the year. Like last year, we won 28-13, but it should have been a lot different than that if we don't make some mental mistakes that kind of shot ourselves in the foot that really hampered what could have been a great game for us.
And you have a very experienced, heavy set of starters. How has this group of seniors kind of led this team for success and put up an opportunity where you guys can have a great season?
Man, this senior group has grown a lot over the summer. They've taken a lot more accountability and ownership over the program, and I keep pushing that onto them. I'm like, this is your team. I was like, we will only go as far as they take us, and just constantly trying to put the ownership onto them so they understand like they're last and whatever it's got to be their best or take or again the next year this is it, and they've really started to step up to the plate with that, and I've been really excited to see how much they've grown over the summer as leaders. I mean, all the guys have tons of playing experience, but now it's a certain brand of kid will learn how to be a leader and not just be a follower. And that's just really what we're trying to pull out of these seniors. And they've been answering the call so far, especially as we've gotten closer to the season. Just this sense of urgency within them has really shown. With Michael, he can make any throw on the field. He makes really good decisions with the football. He's really sped up his decision making as well this summer, which has been really important for us. With his second year being in the offense, he's very, very comfortable. He's got a shot to break all types of school records if he continues on the pace he has been improving throughout the summer and takes it into the season. And Jackson Whitaker has a chance to shatter the receiving records as well. He at any moment he's going to be the fastest guy in the field and a danger to take it to the house. And then our offensive line is vastly improved in terms of our size and them also having another year in the system. We don't have all the questions that we would normally be trying to fill in. Like we're probably 2 months ahead of where we were last year in terms of our run game, and that makes me feel really, really good about us up front on offense. And just Tate is kind of the heartbeat of our offense as our tight end. He can catch the ball, but really what he does for us blocking as a tight end, he's an enforcer for us out there, and he makes us a lot better. I mean, and then Cole is, one of the most gifted high school players in the state. If you were to ask me, his blend of size and speed and power is not something that you find very often at the high school level, let alone at a smaller high school like us. So we have a really, really strong group on offense, and I just look forward to what they accomplish this year.
Yeah, last year you guys did a great job of running the ball. That really set up the pass game. What are you guys going to emphasize this year as the season goes along on early starts of the game? Are you guys going to be more of a pass heavy team out of the gate or establish that run game like last year?
Well, for us, it comes down to with us being an RPO team, we take what the defense gives us. If they're going to be light in the box, we're going to look to run the ball. If they're looking to do a lot of single coverage, then we're going to take our chances with our athletes. We have some really good receivers on the outside. We lost Amari Powell, but I feel great about our group with Garrett Young and Jackson Whitaker, Brock Barker in that mix. We have a really talented group of receivers. And honestly, it just comes down to what they give us. We're going to take what's there. We're not going to try to force anything on offense.
So now taking a flip to the other side of the ball, you're returning two junior linebackers that were very essential to that defense last year. Between them, they had 285 tackles. What are you seeing them grown this year, and what are you expecting from them this season?
Well, Will Scott, he does everything I ask at that linebacker position, and I coach him personally every day. So there's high expectations on him, and he comes in and watches film.
What is the, I guess, emphasis on winning week one? Because I was there last year and you guys were able to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, we got the job done last year, but we didn't win the game the way we wanted to. For us, it's cutting out the mental mistakes, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, and then really identifying what the Odessa brand of football is. We're going to be a smash mouth type of football team. Uh, we might throw the ball around, but we have a really physical group of kids, and I just want to see them play a full 48-minute game, first quarter through the fourth quarter, no let off the gas. I want them to see what it is like to put their maximum effort into a game at the beginning of the year. Like last year, we won 28-13, but it should have been a lot different than that if we don't make some mental mistakes that kind of shot ourselves in the foot that really hampered what could have been a great game for us.
And you have a very experienced, heavy set of starters. How has this group of seniors kind of led this team for success and put up an opportunity where you guys can have a great season?
Man, this senior group has grown a lot over the summer. They've taken a lot more accountability and ownership over the program. And I keep on to them. I'm like, this is your team. I was like, we will only go as far as they take us, and just constantly trying to put the ownership onto them so they understand like this is their last shot. And if whatever happens, it's got to be their best foot forward. There's no take backs or you don't get to go again the next year. This is it. And they've really started to step up to the plate with that. And I've been really excited to see how much they've grown over the summer as leaders. I mean, a lot of guys have experience. It's a certain brand of kid will learn how to be a leader and not just be a follower. And that's just really what we're trying to be seniors. And they've been answering the call so far, especially as we've gotten closer to the season. Just this sense of urgency within them has really shown. With Michael, he can make any throw on the field. He makes really good decisions with the football. He's really sped up his decision making as well this summer, which has been really important for us. With his second year being in the offense, he's very, very comfortable. He's got a shot to break all types of school records if he continues on the pace he has been improving throughout the summer and takes it into the season. And Jackson Whitaker has a chance to shatter the receiving records as well. He's he at any moment he's going to be the fastest guy in the field and a danger to take it to the house. And then our offensive line is vastly improved in terms of our size and them also having another year in the system. We don't have all the questions that we would normally be trying to fill in. Like we're probably 2 months ahead of where we were last year in terms of our run game, and that makes me feel really, really good about us up front on offense. And just Tate is kind of the heartbeat of our offense as our tight end. He can catch the ball, but really what he does for us blocking as a tight end, he's an enforcer for us out there, and he makes us a lot better. I mean, and then Cole is, one of the most gifted high school players in the state. If you were to ask me, his blend of size and speed and power is not something that you find very often at the high school level, let alone at a smaller high school like us. So we have a really, really strong group on offense, and I just look forward to what they accomplish this year.
Yeah, last year did a great bring the ball up the pass game. What are you guys going to emphasize this year as the season goes along on early, I guess, early starts of the game? Are you guys going to be more of a pass heavy team out of the gate or establish that run game like last year?
Well, for us, it comes down to with us being an RPO team, we take what the defense gives us. If they're going to be light in the box, we're going to look to run the ball. If they're looking to do a lot of single coverage, then we're going to take our chances with our athletes. We have some really good receivers on the outside. We lost Amari Powell, but I feel great about our group with Garrett Young and Jackson Whitaker, Brock Barker in that mix. We have a really talented group of receivers. And honestly, it just comes down to what they give us. We're going to take what's there. We're not going to try to force anything on offense.
So now taking a flip to the other side of the ball, you're returning two junior linebackers that were very essential to that defense last year. Between them, they had 205 tackles. What do you see this you expect this season?
Well, Will Scott, he does everything I ask at that linebacker position, and I coach him personally every day. So there's high expectations on him, and he comes in and watches film every morning before school. He's a really dedicated kid. Um, with him going into his junior year, having the success he had last year, and he played last year with a hurt ankle the entire year. And I'm just excited to see what he can do being healthy out there. He's going to be truly dominating for us. Like I thought he was a first team All State caliber kid. We didn't win enough games for him to get first team, so that one's on me. Then Isaiah is at our middle safety position. He is one of the more instinctive players I've coached. Just a really savvy kid. Just does what he's coached to do, doesn't try to do anything extra. And it's like a blessing. Like you feel really safe with those guys out there on your defense, and they are erasers. They make us better all over the place. They make us really, really flexible on defense to where I can do whatever I want. I can keep it as simple as I want, just knowing that I have those guys out there.
And you guys were able to sprinkle in some big turnovers throughout the year last year that were very impactful that led to you guys winning the games. What are you telling these guys as they go for the ball, try to get the fumble, or go for the ball and get that interception?
Well, our mindset is we need to create three or more turnovers a game. Through our first four games last year, we only had one game like that, and then over our final stretch of games, I think we did it 5 out of 7 times. We created three or more turnovers. Like for us, identity-wise as a defense, we want to create anywhere between 30 and 40 turnovers on the season. Because if we're doing those things, then we're going to win games. Every game we created three or more turnovers in, we won. It's a pretty simple stat to explain to the kids. Do your job, fly to the football. We get full hats to a ball carrier. The ball's likely to come loose. We get to our spots where we're supposed to be in coverage. We have great athletes that can go up and get the football. And as the year went on, we got more and more comfortable what I was asking them on defense, and then the turnovers really started to pile up. Now I'm hoping we just start the year like that, and then we build off of that. And we have some really dominant games on defense creating turnovers.
Okay, so over the summer, obviously it can be in the dog days. What was kind of the motto you were telling the guys to continue with it, stick with it, and prepare yourselves for the season?
Can't outwork us. Doesn't matter. We're class four. We don't know. All we know is the guys that we have on the field with us in the film room, in the weight room. We have to continually push each other to be the absolute best that we can be. Those are the only things that we can't control. And if we take care of those things, I trust them anytime we're in a game on a Friday night. If we've done those things all throughout the summer, you're going to look to your left and your right, and you're going to know that that guy's put in the work with you, and you're going to feel good in those big moment situations. You want to build that trust with one another based off of how you've seen guys work. And if everybody's put in the work, you're going to be in a big moment. You're going to look out there and you're going to feel comfortable. You're going to feel like you're going to make the play that's going to change the game.
What were kind of the areas of focus you were kind of trying to tune up as the season went along through the summer and then prepared you guys?
For us, it starts with us up front on the offensive line. Our average weight on the O line's gone up from anywhere between 180 and 190 pounds, and now we're around 230, 235 on the O line. So we're much bigger, we're much stronger up front on the offensive line. That's going to let us run the ball against bigger opponents and not let teams just sag back in coverage and try to cover our speed. Now that we have more beef up front, that lets us run the ball more. And then defense, we gave up a couple big plays on our loss to Hannibal, and it was just breakdowns in terms of somebody trying to do more than what they were supposed to do. And that goes back to the whole trust thing. The guys, you got to trust each other to do one another's job. Don't try to do somebody else's job because now nobody's doing yours. And that killed us on two big plays in the Hannibal game, and those ended up being difference makers in the game. Like we played great on defense in that game, and we had two plays where we just didn't do. We tried to help somebody else out do their job, and then they were the one that got exposed. So just going back to that, trust each other, do your job all the time. Trust the guy to your left and right is going to do his, and that's really what separates great teams. Those guys are out there. They trust each other based off the work they put in. And if everybody does their job, I feel great about our chances at all times. And then our more size up front allows us to run the ball against bigger opponents. for me, like we have some really, really, really good players on defense, and I coach them on little things. And I know, and I tell them, I was like, I know it's frustrating when they make a play like throughout the summer or in practice, and I come over to them and I explain to them, I'm like, yes, we made the play in the situation. I was like, but this is how we have to do it, you know? And I know that can be tough for kids. You're like, well, I just made a play. I was like, yes, I'm happy you made the play. I was like, but I'm always trying to be mindful of, if we try to cut a corner or cheat the process a little bit on how we're supposed to do something, that's the stuff that catches up to you in the end. One way or another, if you cut a corner, it'll come back and get you. So it just constantly preaching the details of us on defense. Like our defense is very, very comfortable. Even our second unit defense, like I have 20 guys that I think can first team defense for us right now. And that's a great feeling to have. And it's just the guys continually buy in, doing their jobs. And they understand like you won't be on the field based off of all the talent that we have on defense. If you're trying to do something extra and not just do your job, I'm going to put somebody else out there that will. Because I would rather go down the kids doing it the way that they've been could than guys freelancing and doing something and that gets us caught. I tell them, I was like, if we lose a game, you need to do everything that I ask you to do. Make it my fault. Don't ever make it your fault because you try to do something. Like always shit back. Because if I need to, that's what I wanted. If we don't do it the right way, now it becomes hard for me to coach that because we did something we weren't supposed to do. So now I've got to get you in line and then to go for those. That's just the own and the trust. The main things we've been preaching.
How has your preparation for Cameron been going, and what have you noticed it throughout the film sessions with the team?
Film wise, we feel really good about our plan right now. Our rules and stuff, dealing with our option. We feel really, really good about that. And I've got a lot of willing tacklers. So as far as defense goes, we feel great about it. And then our speed and our on the outside, I mean, we're going to be a difficult team for all teams to match up with. So we feel great about is that we feel on off. Just come to execution. Are we holding each other accountable? The little details in practice on offense that are going to let us hit big plays when they're there. Like last year, we had chances for some big plays and we wouldn't quite hit them. And every now and when you get in a big game, if you miss that chance for a big play, that could be a big deciding factor or a momentum turn. And guys, rules wise, responsibility wise on defense, they're looking good. They're trusting the process right now of what we're trying to do. And it makes you feel really good as a coach when you go out there to practice. You're just having fun because now the kids, they're all bought into doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Is there any specific player you guys kind of isolated your focus on this offense or defensive side of the ball for this Cameron team?
For them, just looking at their offense, the right side of their offensive line has some good sized kids on it. Like there's some big boys out there for sure. We're not going to be the biggest up front. That's just kind of how it goes. But we play with our technique and our speed. Hopefully, we can get off the ball quicker than these guys and take advantage of them there. The quarterback, he looks like a pretty good athlete. He also plays defense for them as well. So we marked him as probably their best guy in their secondary. And then on offense, with them being a flex bone team running the option, he's the catalyst for everything they do. So he's the primary focus for us.
For a team that's doing that option type stuff, how do you kind of minimize their game and kind of force them into a hand where they are uncomfortable and they're always going backwards?
Well, for us, it's winning first down. Um, Everybody has to play with speed. Like the way I coach defense is we're going to have very simple set of rules, especially in a game like this. We have to know what we're doing and we have to play with speed. And we have to speed an offense up like this on those first down plays. Make the quarterback make quick decisions. Young quarterbacks, the faster you make them make a decision, the more likely they are to make a mistake. Um, and that's really what it comes down for us for them. With them being a flex bone team, we want to force them into second and long, third and long. So you make a team like that throw that wants to get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's how we put ourselves in advantageous situations on defense to where now we can kind of pin our ears back and try to create a turnover.
So now kind of taking it to younger guys or new players, transfers that came in, who are some players you're looking that maybe didn't make a big impact last year that could definitely be a gem and a key piece for you this year?
Ooh, we got a couple of them. On the offensive side, Brock Barker for us, he's been, he's kind of a Swiss Army knife for us. at receiver, running back. He's really, really good when he's got the ball in his hands. Quick, strong, low to the ground athlete. Really excited for what he's going to offer for us on offense and defense. The kid probably plays more positions than anybody else on the team, and that's just a testament to his work ethic and the talent that he has. Then DeAndre Bandy on our defensive line. He played for us last year as a rotational guy in the D line, and now this year, kind of ready for him to be unleashed as a sophomore. I expect a really, really big season from him. He is a game wrecker in the making, and he's starting to realize how good he is, and he just does what he's coached to do. And so you feel really good about a kid like that out there with his size and length and athleticism. And then Maverick Troutman, who joined us last year in the middle of the year, he'll be a senior, but he was a soccer player, and he's going to be on the defensive line for us. Probably the best size, speed, and power ratio we have on our team. And he's gonna once he starts to really truly figure it out. I'm hoping as we get through the season, he starts to realize like nobody can block him. Those are some guys, and then we got Connor Moody as well, who joined us from the soccer team, who's going to be playing corner for us. And he's been intercepting stuff all summer. He's just a natural out there. He plays soccer and baseball. Just a talented kid, athletic kid, smart kid. Just a blessing to coach guys like that. So we've had quite a few guys step up for us. And then we got Miles McQuitty, who's going to be new to our starting offensive line, and Evan Guiri, who will be new on our offensive line. Some guys that did really well on JV last year that are going to be asked to step up. Like we've got some guys stepping up in some spots, and we feel really, really good about them replacing our seniors from last year.
So how do you kind of bring them into the new varsity role, especially some guys that aren't traditionally football players or also younger and getting their first shot?
Well, for me, the number one thing that I like to do during the summer is we split our guys up. We try to split the talent down the middle, and we create two teams in the summer. And that makes us be very competitive against each other in practice. And now that gets your younger guys mixed in with your older guys. And when you mix a freshman or sophomore in and they got a senior and a junior to their left and their right, they play with a little bit more confidence. And it puts a little bit more ownership on them as well. And so we kind of throw our guys to the fire and we run our offense versus our defense all practice, and we'll switch them sides. They pretty much play against each other all practice. And that's really how we kind of baptize our kids into what we're doing on football. We're gonna put them out there. We're gonna teach them scheme. We keep things simple at first to try to help our younger guys play faster. And like this is where I feel like sets our JV apart is they get so many quality reps over the summer with our varsity guys that once we get into our JV season, it should feel like those are easier moments now because you're not playing against varsity guys all over the place. It's just JV guys. And that's a big part for me in building the confidence of those younger guys and letting them know that they're capable to go out there. And the way we sub at practice is if you want to go in, you go tap somebody out. Right? I'm not going to sit there and hold somebody's hands and tell them to go in. I'm like, if you want the rep, go out there and get somebody. And then if somebody comes to get you, you come off for 3 plays and then you can go back out and get them. So I like to try to create the competition between guys trying to get reps, who's going to want to be out there the most. And the players, they also see that amongst themselves, who's fighting to be out there the most, who wants to be here the most. And that's part of just building that trust in each other.
That competition in the atmosphere, how does that really make players stick out, I guess, when they are taking those extra reps and being there so often?
They'll kind of argue with each other a little bit as they go for it, but it it just forces them to be competitive in practice. Like, you just don't want practice to ever feel dull or anything like that. You want the energy to always be there. So I just really breeds a competitive atmosphere, and the guys really buy into it. And you can't. This is not a game where you can kind of sit back and be like, I'm going to wait my time. I really try to avoid any type of complacency with that kids. Like I want guys to want to be out there, want to get in there, want to get reps against each other. That's the thing that I love the most. Like that's how for me, summer football is fun watching them compete against each other because there's no depth charts or anything right now. Like everybody's trying to earn their spot.
And then heading into Friday night, it's at home. What are you looking forward to show in front of the community on night one?
I just want to show the community how tough our football team is and how special they are. This is a really, really special group. I definitely feel blessed that I came here last year, and then this is my second year here with a team as talented as we have. And I feel pressure to not let these kids down and not let the community down and make the most of what we have right now. Uh, I just want them to show the community a complete football game. I want us to play a full 4 quarters, and we do everything the way we're supposed to do it. We play the game with honor, accountability, and we just do things the right way and finish every single play we're out there. That's really what it's about to me. I want to see them see what it feels like to play a full game to their utmost ability, and then handling themselves with grace the entire time.
It is that time. Odessa Bulldogs taking on the Cameron Dragons, a Class 3 versus Class 4 bout. Earlier today, the classes and districts were announced. The Dragons go up to Class 3 and are in District 8. The Bulldogs stay up in Class 4 and are now in District 7. And without further ado, let's get this season kicked off. As the Odessa Bulldogs being tricky out of the gate, they'll go onside kick, and it is bobbled, and they will get the ball. A perfect kick to begin the season. Trey Sanders, the kicker, a well-executed onside kick. Cameron had the ball, bounced out of the hands, and just like that, the Bulldogs offense will take the field, led out by Michael Scott. And this is an Odessa team that is returning majority of their starters, 15 of their 22 from last season. And this core of the offense looks to get things started fast. A lot of speed out wide. They're settling in. Now a little motion over here. 1st and 10 on the 49. And they will flip it. Going across the field is Whitaker. I should say Whitaker, and he will make his way to a round of 1st down, probably 2nd and 1. Just barely able to get the tackle there, but they are wasting no time moving the ball across the 50. Whitaker able to rack up his first catch on the season with that shovel pass. A lot of motion from this Bulldogs offense expected today. And here Scott will throw this one down the field. Whitaker tries to grab it, but a nice play on the back end by Robinson, and he breaks that up. So they do give them that 1st down on the first play of the season. So now 2nd and 10 after that incomplete pass. The ball will be on the 41. Whitaker having speed of 4.40. Very impressive on that outside. And they will play action this one. Another deep ball. This one will connect, and that's a Bulldogs touchdown. Just like that, the connection between Michael Scott and the receiver gets the job done for the first touchdown of the season. Show your speed. Garrett Young, the senior, begins his senior campaign with a 41-yard touchdown. And the Bulldogs up 6-0, ensuing the extra point. This is a team that starts fast. They try to beat you over the top once. They go right back at it. And now the extra point. This one is good. No good. And just like that, wasting no time, this Odessa offense able to score the touchdown. And just 45 seconds, they are up 6-0. So not a bad start. You start off with a 10-yard run, and then you're able to connect on a 41-yard pass. And now we'll see if they go right back to that onside kick. Well executed earlier by Sanders about a couple minutes ago. And we'll see if he's able to get the job done, or will they boot this one with 2 return men back deep for this Cameron team. Carter Flick and Tyler Irwin back deep. But it looks like they may try this onside kick. But before then, we'll see a timeout from this Cameron team, as the anticipation coming in wasn't back-to-back onside kicks. So they will shift their back-end receiving team around to make sure to cover this one up. And it may be a situation where you take that onside kick away and just hope they kick it back deep and give your offense an opportunity to get something done. So the Bulldogs had a little time to strategize with that timeout. And now Sanders will approach. And he will do another onside kick, a dribbler. This one is got as well. Just like that, 2 successful onside kicks to start the season for the Odessa Bulldogs. It's true what they say, the best defense is a great offense, and currently the special teams is performing, and their defense hasn't had to make any effort to get out on the field. Back-to-back onside recoveries, as Hanks was able to catch that one. And if that was a possible catch, he would have caught that in stride if he was allowed to. Probably got an extra 10 or 15 yards with speeds ablazing going straight. So now Scott will hand this one off and continuing to move. Now Hanks with the ball, and he'll make a solid run here to about the 37-yard line. So continuing to stay in rhythm is this offense. Jumps off sides there, but able to get back. Did not cross that line. Now there's pretty much concern. The back end, they try to go over the top twice. One successful. Scott will throw this one on the outside and make it his way down that line. And now a first down for this offense. As they are continuing to find a way down the field. Young with the catch. His second catch in this one. And it's a first down. Hands this one off. Hanks on the outside. He will get around the edge, and then a swarm of Dragons able to gobble him up there around the 21-yard line, make it the 22. So now it is 2nd and 6 with that 4-yard gain, and this Bulldogs offense continuing to move fast. They get a second to identify what coverage, and now they are ready to go with a play call. Scott drops back, a wide receiver screen here on the outside. Moving across, now inside the 10, as they continue to pepper on the outside. And continuing to make the grab is Garrett Young. The senior comes out of the gate on fire, the 6'1", 180-pound receiver, doing what he does best, adding that rack up. There are a lot of receivers on this Bulldogs team. You give them space, they can do damage. And we've already seen this one by Young. Then the left hash here on the 8-yard line. First and goal to go here for the Bulldogs, trying to cash in 2 for 2. He'll hand this one off, cutting and weaving around, a spin move, and the dive. It's a touchdown. Isaiah Hanks with the second touchdown for the Bulldogs this season. His first comes in the second drive, but hold up, there is a towel on the field. The flag was thrown, and we'll see if it was a possible holding call It'll be a legal block in the back here, and that will set them back. And they will replay first down. A little extra yards to gain here for now for the Bulldogs after that flag. So first and goal from the 16. A chunk play needed to make it manageable here on the later downs. 9:13 left in the quarter. Still in the first quarter. Odessa up 6-0. Scott alone in the backfield. He'll look to the top of your screen. Now goes a slant route. A hard hit there. Able to knock that one out. Irwin with the coverage. A solid hit there. Able to knock the ball free. Now second and goal at the 16. You may expect something on the outside here. Able to get that receiver in space. Not much help on the outside for this Dragons team. Man in motion. He'll flip it across. Whitaker comes across. He's at the 20 and now swarmed down. A nice tackle there as Jones able to get the leverage there and get the tackle. A possible touchdown turn to a fourth down here. 3rd and 17. As the Dragons defense able to get some strong defensive efforts from those linebackers. They're able to win at the line, and that's going to be the crucial part in this one. Kind of cliche to say, but most games are won in the trenches. 3rd and 17. Scott will roll. He will take it himself. Does a juke now. Cuts up and makes his way around to the 5-yard line. So a tough decision here for this Bulldogs team. They did miss the extra point. So taking that into consideration, they're most likely going to go here on the 5-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and 5. 4th and goal, 6-0 the score in favor of the Odessa Bulldogs here with 8:23 left. We'll see if they actually snap it or just try to get them to get off sides. They will snap it. Scott rolls to his right, throws it across his body, and an open man in the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. His second touchdown pass. This one a new receiver. Trey Sanders, 2 onside kicks. Able to get to recovered. And now gets that touchdown. And now a 12-0 lead. Ensuing this extra point. A big 4th down play. They're able to convert. And now they're in complete control in this one. The extra point. That one is good. 13-0 the score. And the Bulldogs are in a rhythm in this one, continuing to capitalize and find a way. And I will see if they go 3 for 3 or they actually give a chance for this Dragons offense to play in this one. Not even 4 minutes into this one. And Odessa is up 13-0. And they actually deferred in this ballgame. They started this one off, wasting no time, an onside kick with a 41-yard bomb to Carter Young from Michael Scott for his first touchdown pass, and then able to collect with Trey Sanders for his second. And that one on a 4th and goal play from the 5. Two men back for the Dragons. The hands team out now, just trying to get this offense onto the field. Odessa has came to play in this one, and it looks pretty similar to what has happened before. As the man who just scored the touchdown now will pooch kick this one, and fair caught there. So the Dragons offense will make their way out of there, onto the field, I should say. for their first drive of the season. Prolonged, to say the least. They were expecting to get the ball to start this one off. As Brody Jones, the quarterback for this offense, will look to get something going here. The flex bone here for this offense. A lot of motion here. He'll flip this one right up the middle and knocked down by a gang of Bulldogs. On the carry there was Smith, his first carry of the campaign. Benson Smith with the first carry. He's able to gain 3. And this one will get blown dead before it gets started. It appears to be a false start by this Dragons offense. Should say offense was staying poised there as the Bulldogs got off sides. The second penalty for this Bulldogs team, the first one, an illegal block in the back, set him back to a 4th down spot. They were still able to get the ball in the end zone on that touchdown pass from the 5-yard line. Another offsides here from this team. Back-to-back will give them a first down. It was 2nd and 2. And now will be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. And 2 offside penalties, giving them the first down of the season. So they work their way across midfield. And it was going to be crucial for them to establish this run game out of the gate. You got to find a way to be ahead of the downs. They will give this one, and a nice tackle there as getting in there quickly and wasting no time. Read that like a book. Will Scott picking up right where he left off. A solid campaign last year, exploding through that gap. 167 total tackles last year. Had 132 assisted and 35 solo. Averaged 15.2 tackles a game last year. And they're able to get in there. And yet again, a swarm of Bulldogs in the backfield. The penetration from this defense is forcing the Dragons to go backwards, and they are behind the lines with 3rd down. Put them at 3rd and 13 for this Dragons offense. Say 3rd and 12. Ball is on the 44. You may see a few pass options here. Kind of forced by this Odessa team. It's 3rd down. Crowd into this one. Rolls back. Looks downfield. He'll throw it out wide. A tripped man on the outside. And that one will be incomplete. And just like that, it's 4th down. Falling out there on the outside. Really allowing no opportunity to get that one across. And now we'll see how they go about this. As Connor Moody on the coverage. They will punt this one away. Odessa currently 2 for 2 in drives to this point. Clean snap, and the punt is off. Down the field, this one will land at the 21 and roll a perfect Dragons bounce inside the 5. The offense will have a long way to go here. That one looked like it was around that 2-yard line mark, and it was a perfect punt. Now an opportunity for them to get their first stop. The offense was able to get their first down of the season, but then the Bulldogs forced them to go backwards. So the Bulldogs at the 2-yard line. We've seen a mixed attack. We've seen the run pan out. We've seen the pass. And we'll see where they go to here. A lot of over-the-top stuff. A lot of single high for this team. And they will go heavy up front. This one run right up the middle. And that one tackled there. For a little positive game there from the Bulldogs, but well thought out by this Dragons defense. As it appeared in the mix was Robinson. And they will go quickly here. Another run right up the middle. And this one will see more positive yards as Will Scott at the RB position right now. So now 3rd and 4. They take the extra heavy set out. Now we'll probably go out wide. A lot of RPOs expected from this offense. A late substitution. Kirkland on the field, putting his helmet on. He will immediately get substituted off. As that play clock now inside 10. And they will call a timeout here. So Odessa will take their first timeout. 4:45 left. The Bulldogs up 13-0. It's been a balanced attack overall. Their defense had one drive on the field. They forced them to go backwards after a little bit of mental issues, a couple jump off sides. Immediately responded with strong defensive play all around. And this Dragons team really looking for their first glimpse of positivity in this one. With 3rd and 3 on the 9-yard line is this offense. It's going to be a big spot here. You're going to assume it probably is going to be another run. It's been able to get him to this point. But yet again, Michael Scott in full control. Probably is going to have a pass option if it's there. We've seen a lot of passes out wide as well on like wide receiver screens or slants across the middle. A very good variety from this team. Now facing a 3rd and 3. Still communicating as the defense. They will hand this one off. Cuts this one. And I don't think he got there as he's able to gain 1.5 yards. So a big decision here. You're in your own end. Now do you go for this or do you give the ball to this offense of Cameron? We've already seen them convert on 4th down, a 4th and 5 for their second touchdown in this one. And it looks like that's what they'll do here. 4th and 1, ball on the 11. Motion man Whitaker will make his way across. They will hand this one off. Inside zone, read like a book. And a big stop for this Cameron Dragons team. Momentum needed. They're able to get the tackle. And just like that, they're in the red zone. So just like that, 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. And a timeout here defensively from the Bulldogs. Miscommunication on the personnel to get into this one. So I apologize for the camera. Not used to this one. Still getting the kinks out of this in week 1. Trying to find the perfect mesh between broadcasting, looking at my notes, and moving the camera. Will get better. I realized right after the first touchdown that I didn't move the camera at all, so all you guys heard was the call. I apologize for that as we continue to get further into this one. The reps will be there and should be good all around. A big thank you to tonight's sponsor, the Odessa Animal Clinic. Your furry friend is part of the family, and it's important to stay on top of their needs, just like you would with yourself. The Odessa Animal Clinic has covered. Visit them at 100 West Main Street. You can also find them at Odessa Animal AnimalVet.com. Thank you to the Odessa Animal Clinic for supporting Missouri Sports Talk and the Odessa Bulldogs. And now inside, fullback run here. And able to gain a little yardage there is Smith. Spencer Smith able to put that to around the 7-yard line. They're able to pick up a little bit of yardage here and get inch closer to that first points of the season. Ball on the 7. A toss out wide. Making his way out wide, but cut off there. A nice tackle there on the outside. As Braden Kirkland able to knock him out of bounds. But a nice play there by Smith as well. Able to get to the outside, forcing one man to beat him and just able to clip the feet there. Now a pivotal 3rd and 5 here. You know they're going to have to go for this one. This Odessa offense limited to their first stop in this one. 2 for 3 in scoring points. Inside the red zone. This one hands off. He'll fake it. He'll cut it up wide. And now inch closer. And a swarm of Bulldogs there. As that was hard-hitting football there. The quarterback keeper there, Jones, cut up front. Was able to get past the line of scrimmage. But now sets it up. A 4th and 3. Fourth down. They're going for it. Jones underneath. He'll flip this. Making his way to the goal line, and he's short. Smith with the carry. And the front line from the Bulldogs helps him out there. As a group effort defensively, able to not allow and keep that shutout intact. But just like that, you flip the script, and now they're going to have a similar spot in the yardage situation. This time, 1st and 10 on the 2-yard line. We'll see if they go back to that heavy set package, trying to get some blocks to land and get across that 10, 15-yard line, set you up for an opportunity to get something to pass. We've already seen Michael Scott with 2 passing touchdowns, and this one a 41-yard touchdown pass, along with a 5-yard touchdown pass on 4th down. 2:34 on the clock, 13-0 the score. Motion man across the field, and Whitaker will make this one, take it outside, and he'll get a couple yards on this one. As heavy pressure there on the outside, able to get around the block and really force him no lane was Robinson. Second and 9, ball on the 3. Motion man from the top of your screen. Scott will field this one. He'll throw it and able to connect there. Spinning and a fumble. That one's a loose ball. And that will be a Dragons ball. As Kirkland's able to collect it, it pops right out of the hands. And just like that, we're going the other way. A pass across the middle would have got him almost that first down. That one right out of the hand. As it looked like helmet to the ball, textbook, and able to turn it over is the Dragons. And once again in that red zone, now they need to capitalize. You're able to get that big turnover. You've caught a little bit momentum. Now can you actually finish the drive? Jones under center. Fontaine gives it to him, and we have a flag on the field. And we'll see a false start by the offense. Set it back 5 yards. There is a first down in this one. It'll be inside the 1-yard line. Ball on the 16. First and 15 to go. Ball on the 16. 2:19 on the clock. Passes is out wide. This one will be incomplete. The intended target, Colton Flick, but not able to get there. So that one just off the end of the fingertips and incomplete. A couple pass plays here and there mixed in. Got to win on the trenches for this run game to be established. Underneath. Throws this across, wide open receiver, but knocked down. An amazing play coming across. Tate Heitman able to knock that down. A wide open receiver striding straight towards the end zone as Robinson saw red turf right in front of him. But able to recover and knock that one away. And now 3rd and 15. Would have had the first points in this one if that wasn't knocked down. Tremendous play there. And now motion man going from the bottom to the top of your screen. Set out wide. Let's try another pass. Rolling wide is Jones. He'll hold on to this one, and he'll have nowhere to go. Able to tackle him there on the outside. And a nice play there. And Maverick Trotman with the tackle. And now 4th and long, to say the least here. As you knew out of the pocket, Jones wanted to throw that one. It would have been in a risky situation. But at some point, you got to kind of force the play. Taking the sack there was worst case scenario. Now, slow to get up is Jones. And we will see backup quarterback come in here. That backup quarterback is Beckett Erdman. Erdman now will take the reign at the quarterback spot with a 4th and long. 4th and 16. 2 minutes and 1 second left in this one. And we'll see if they try to catch him offside for the first time. He'll hike it underneath and make it his way outside, but not a chance of that first down line. As flipping it outside to Smith. And the outside leverage, not enough. And we will flip sides. Now the offense back on the field after a turnover on downs and a fumble their last possession. So Michael Scott will make his way back. And now tying his shoe on the outside was Heitman. Now we are ready to go here. This will be a pass out wide. Cutting it upfield. Now has some room across the field. Continuing to go. His speed will get tackled down. But a big play here by the offense. As they're able to pass that one out wide. Catching him in stride. And Brock Barker there with the big grab. One of the guys that Coach mentioned to keep your eye on, continuing to show their speed around the edges, is this Odessa team, and a big chunk play here. And now 1st and 10 across the 50. Scott drops back. He'll look to his right. Finds an open man down the sideline. Whitaker down inside the 10. And in a blink of an eye, this Odessa team storms down the field and looking to get back in the end zone. So they're at the 9-yard line after that big chunk play across the 10. Scott finding a rhythm. Now can he lead this offense to the promised land once again? 2 passing touchdowns already. 1st and 9. Ball at the 9. Whitaker across your screen. He'll throw it out wide. And nobody's there. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Jackson Whitaker with his first touchdown of the season. 3 touchdown passes, 3 different receivers. And the Odessa Bulldogs up 19-0. And with 53.9 on the clock, the kicker out now to add an extra 1 on the board. Solomon Bergamin will kick this one, and it will be through. A 20-0 lead in the first quarter, winding down here in Odessa. And the fans are enjoying this one. The momentum all in front. And everything is clicking offensively. The culmination of 2 big chunk plays, able to get them down in the red zone, and they're able to cap off the drive. Another drive that started inside their own 25, and they march down the field, able to get a big passes to connect, choosing the speed on the perimeter, and the burst there, able to add on. Again, 20-0 the lead with 53.9 seconds. And now this special unit that has been special today will make its way on the field. Trey Sanders, the kicker, 2 successful onside kicks that led to points on the board. 2 for 2 in drives was Odessa. And they still get the ball after this half ends. Continuing to motion and continuing to be tricky. They did a high kick, and then they'll go the other way. Nobody there, and this one will be successful. The speed there from Whitaker, able to get that right before it goes out of bounds. The 3rd onside kick from this Odessa team, and once again their offense is right back onto the field. You see all these stats about how onside kicks never work. Well, I would not recommend to go to an Odessa Bulldogs game because they are currently 3 for 4 in trying to get the ball back. Pretty much 3 for 3. They tried a high sky kick that was caught and fair caught. But other than that, they've gotten the ball back right after scoring points. And once again, Scott back on the field leading this offense. An impressive junior campaign, 2,400 yards. And he will hand this one off. Hanks around the edge, and he's able to get across the 40. And almost a first down there. Scott last year, 2,488 yards with 24 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. His longest last year, 43, and he's able to display this entire offense as 3 touchdowns by 3 different people. So to get up there on the outside, it appears to be a Bulldog. And it could be cramps at this point. Obviously still early in the season. It's getting back up pretty fast. Was Hanks. And Coach Jewell meeting them around that logo spot. He'll make sure his halfback's all right. And this is the energy that he likes. A guy that wants to be on the field, continuing to contribute. And he will give him a second as a little shaken up there. And the trainer makes his way over there. As Brock Barker back in the backfield now. Play action fake here. Scott to the outside. Another open man. He'll cut this one up and able to break a couple tackles and get there around that 30-yard line. This offense continuing. Tate Heitman with the catch. The tight end picking up right where he left off last season, was a integral part to that offense as well as defense. A solid blocker, but going nowhere and caught in the backfield was Brock Barker. As swarming to the backfield was Lim Brown. And that will end the first quarter, and we will flip sides. And the Odessa Bulldogs up 20-0 here with their home opener. And this offense and defense teaming up to be a solid season. This team has high expectations. We talked to Jewel. I had that interview. I also chit-chat with him a little bit. This team, they know they can get there. Currently ranked inside the top 5 in the Missouri Sports Talk, the poll. And this offense picking up right where they left off. They had a strong second half, similar to the Cameron team. But today their offense is on full display. Again, we would like to thank you for listening. A big thank you tonight's game for the sponsor, the Odessa Animal Clinic. Your furry friend is part of the family, and it's important to stay on top of their needs, just like you would with your own. The Odessa Animal Clinic has you covered. Visit them at 100 West Main Street. You can also find them at odessaanimalvet.com. Thank you to the Odessa Animal Clinic for supporting Missouri Sports Talk and the Odessa Bulldogs. And the first ever broadcast here on Missouri Sports Talk, and the Odessa Bulldogs are out in front by 20. There's not too many negative plays overall. Scott back and the wide receiver screen out, and he will cut and weave his way right outside the 20, about the 23, as continuing to spread the offense as Trey Sanders on the catch there. So now 3rd and 5, Odessa on the 23. The second quarter, 30 seconds gone. Eyeing the sideline here, trying to get the read. 3 to the bottom of your screen. Gets this back. Scott rolls to his left, and he will take it himself. Green ahead, and now he will get hit by a couple Dragons there. The heavy hit from Lim on the back end, along with a couple other guys of this Dragons defense. But now 1st and 10, and the first big run we've seen him out of the pocket, make some big throws. Now showing the legs off and paving his way inside the 20. 1st and 10 on the 15. Scott will fake this one, throw it to the outside, catching him in stride, and it's a touchdown. Trey Sanders with the touchdown, his second today. And the Bulldogs offense continuing 26-0. As we see some laundry on the field, the flag will be an unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense for the celebration that occurred after the play. Nonetheless, the points will count, and the score 26-0. The Bulldogs continuing to find ways to get that ball across the line. And now the PAT attempt. Before we see that, there'll be a discussion there on the outside. As Begeman, the kicker, set for the kick. He's missed 2 to this point. as this one will miss. So I should say that's his second miss now. But the Odessa Bulldogs out in front and continuing to find a way to stay on top. 26-0 the score. 10:47 left in the second quarter. That drive was capped off with a touchdown pass. Another one to the books for Michael Scott. His third touchdown, just say fourth touchdown pass. That's continuing to spread the wealth. As we've seen a trio of guys score in this one. With Sanders, Whitaker, and Young making his way across. Now they will set up here on the opposite side. So we'll see where they attack here to the top of your screen or bottom. We saw a little fake out earlier, as that 15-yard penalty will be on the kickoff. And this may be a situation where you do kick it back deep. At least give your defense some room to work with and put them across that 30-yard line. Really no return men's back deep here. And now they will make their way back here as they're showing their card here. They might kick it back deep. This one will be kicked back deep and over the head, and that will roll inside the 10, and that will stop on the 5. And now that one will be a fumble and picked up, and that'll be a Bulldogs ball. The heavy hit recovered by Whitaker and didn't go for the onside kick, able to get the fumble and the fumble recovery as a heavy hit was there on Smith. Really nothing Smith could do about it. Spencer Smith was hit very hard, jarred the ball loose, and they are continuing looking for more points. And now they are inside the 5-yard line. But hold on, they hand it off. Would have been a touchdown, but we'll wait. The official ruling here has an offsides call here by the offense. Someone lined up over the line of scrimmage, and that will set him back 5 yards. Again, that big hit jarring the ball loose and giving this offense another chance to put points on the board inside the 10-yard line. A power formation here. Now Whitaker makes his way to the right side with the speed threat. Man coverage out wide. As that one will be a bobbled snap. Scott able to hustle back and land on it. And this offense now going backwards, as that one looked like was not supposed to be snapped. Some miscommunication there. And this offense heading the wrong way. Second and 18 to go. Ball on the 18. It's second and goal. After that snap that got away from Scott. And now 4 out wide. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Running back by him. Scott will look this one and find Whitaker. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Once again, finds a way to give it to the speed threat. And the second touchdown of his day. And the Scott continues to spray the ball across the field. 32-0 the score with 9:53 left here in the second quarter. And the offense looking like they're going to stay on the field here. They will go for the 2-point conversion. Nobody guarding the man at the bottom of your screen. We'll see if it's going to be a simple pass. And now identifying that, as Young would have had the closest guy on the end of the line. But that adjustment found. Nonetheless, another touchdown for this offense. Motion man. Scott looks wide. And now across his body, this one will be incomplete. A nice coverage there by the Dragons. But Odessa strikes again. 32-0 the score. This offense has no signs of stopping in this one, along with this defense that continues to be a defense, a wall that the Dragons cannot get around. Once again, this offense capping the drive off with some points. 32-0 the score, and this Class 4 team ranked in the top 5 of the Missouri Sports Talk ranking. Looking like they're ranking right now. This one will be kicked back deep. Put him inside the 5 the last time. This one will roll all the way to the end zone. And a touchback here will spot the ball in a favorable spot here for the Dragons, looking for their first points in this one. It's been a swarming effect defensively from this Bulldogs team. Not much room. They're able to penetrate through that offensive line. And they're able to get out wide and make big tackles. So Jones now back under center. Motion man across your screen. He'll pass this one, and he's going nowhere. He's going backwards, able to get and around defenders. Now sees green grass ahead. He'll make his way across the 40. A heavy hit there, but not before he picks up the first down, as he's able to find some substantial ground there. Originally started at the 20. Now a 22-yard run will put him at the 42-yard line. The first positive play that you can really circle for this Cameron team, who's putting stuff together now. You can see their confidence getting back. You have your starting quarterback leading your team now. Was a little banged up before that play. Had to sit out. Now finds himself back under center. Now he'll toss this one. Blocker set in front of him. He's able to gain a couple around the 45, make it the 45-yard line exactly. As able to gain a 3 yards from the backfield on that flip. Second down and 7. Ball on the 45. Second quarter. Odessa leads 32-0. Just across the 9-minute mark. This one flips out wide. Making his way across and now underneath making the tackle. As Flick able to make his way near the 50 at the 49. And now cramping, it appears, on that outside edge. It's going down there was Sanders. Appears to be a calf cramp, so making his way onto the field. As So we will give a second for Sanders to get up. It's been an integral part to this team. First off, with the special team side of things, able to force the ball to get recovered. A couple onside kicks going their way. Had a kicked all the way back, kind of rolled, forced the running back. The kick returner there, Benson Smith, in an awkward situation, stopped at about the 5-yard line, able to get the ball and able to knock it out. Was the team recovered by the Bulldogs and immediately follow that up with some points. As Michael Scott, 5 passing touchdowns, chipping into his 24 last year. Averaged 2 touchdowns a game and surpassed that early in this one. The first 2 drives by this Bulldogs team ended with points, as Brock Barker will make his way onto the field after Sanders makes his way off with an apparent cramp. 8:40 left in this one, 32-0. Odessa has 1 timeout remaining, I should say. Cameron with 2. Ball on the 49. 3rd down. This one fakes the handoff. Now flips it out wide. And a nice tackle there on the edge, as making his way up front was Isaiah Hanks, the linebacker, able to do a shoe tackle. I say middle safety roll. Nonetheless, able to make the tackle. And a lot of question marks. This team is thinking about, how do we want to attack this? You're at a 4th and 6 distance. You can try to go for the pass. The passes have been covered very well. Your success has been the running game, but this is a pretty long run you're looking for here. So they do adjust it to 4th and 5. 4 and 5, I should say. Let's make his way back. Drops back. Finds an open man. And this one will be tipped and caught down past the 30-yard line and trickling his way. And now they will see if this is a fumble. It did not make contact with the ground. And we will wait for the official ruling, but it looks like that will not be a fumble, and a big 4th down conversion, as Robinson was able to make the grab there, and they are across the midfield mark, so they now make their way to the 26. A little seam route, able to cut through that defense, and just perfectly placed there from Brody Jones. First and 10, ball on the 26. This one, fake handoff, now cuts up middle. And a nice tackle there, as DeAndre Barty able to make the tackle. Was able to make a nice tackle there. Say DeAndre Bandy, 6'3", 190 pounds. Playing that DN spot right now. So it's 2nd and 8, ball on the 29. Going underneath center. Motion, fakes it. And now a seam. This one across the middle and tipped, and another great play out there. A touchdown saving, as Trey Sanders able to knock that one away. His 2nd saving touchdown play, as the seas parted. And it looked like a touchdown was right there, but just got his hand and enough to knock it away. Inches away from a touchdown are the Dragons. Nonetheless, 3rd and 8 with 6:37 left on the clock. 32-0. The ball on the 24-yard line. And this appears to be a delay of game. The back judge here threw the flag, and they will knock them back 5 yards after taking just a little bit too long to get that signal in. It will go from a 3rd and 8 now to a 3rd and 13. Ball on the 29-yard line. So now 3rd and 13. This one, another pass here. Tries to go the seam here. This one will get intercepted. Going the other way. Odessa able to get the interception, the first turnover. And they're able to get a big one here. Braden Kirkland with the INT. And the ball going the other way. As the script flips once again in favor of Odessa. Try to go on the outside there. Two seam routes kind of together. But read that like a book and jumped right in front of that was Kirkland. And the cornerback having his first interception on the season. And a 15-yard penalty with the late hit out of bounds will push it across the 50. Or I should say exactly at the 50-yard line. And 1st and 10 for this offense to strike once again. Michael Scott. Now set out wide. He'll hand this one off. Now cuts up the middle. Some green grass ahead. He'll make it the first down and make his way across the 35. As a nice handoff and run there will get them the first down as Barker able to use that play to his advantage. Cut it out wide. Cut it back up front. Say back in and was able to get the first down. Ball across the 35 at the 34-yard line. Another handoff, this one, another one by Barker. Jukes makes a man miss, a second man miss, continuing to juke and weave his way around inside the 15, put him at the 11. Back-to-back explosive runs here from the man in the backfield. And now they are inside the red zone here and looking for points. Weaving, looking, and able to find his way inside the 15. And they will go play action here on the outside. Cuts out wide, and this will be a shoestring tackle, but able to make his way. And he will make his way to the 1-yard line. And now a cramp here. As Sanders able to collect the first down, but goes down immediately following, and now it is that time. You're not, the fatigue still settling in. Now they will give him a second to adjust. That calf cramp looks pretty serious. We've seen him gone down already once. When you're playing both sides of the ball, making big plays, pretty much playing all three phases of the ball, that fatigue will settle in. As 5:16 left on the clock, 32-0 the score here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs looking for more here. So they are inside the 1. I would say about the half-foot line. It's pretty much who wants the touchdown at this point. With really just a QB sneak doing the job. Michael Scott already has 5 passing touchdowns at this point, able to rack them up. Now we'll see what they do. He will hand this one off, meeting him at the line of scrimmage, but running through it, touchdown Bulldogs. Brock Barker with the touchdown, and they add on 38-0 with the extra point to follow. Continuing to stick with it. Big chunk plays. You finish the job, why don't you? And the Bulldogs tack on another. And a day that seems it can't get any better continues for the Bulldogs. And for the opposite side, the Dragons still looking for a big stop here and also looking for the ball. It's been difficult just to receive it. The extra point will sneak its way through. 39-0 the score, 5:04 left here in the second quarter. And it is all Odessa in this one. The Bulldogs continuing to find their way down the field. .4 seconds remaining here in this first half before we go to halftime, as this team looks for the exclamation point to end this first half. They've connected on a couple big plays. A big pass to Whitaker down the seam. Went the long ball. The go route benefited this Odessa offense once again. And now 2nd and 9. After the rush there by Duke Hicklin. Made a nice special teams play. Got a big hit tackle. And now they will sub him off. RPO here. This one will be caught. Touchdown. Parker Nye with the touchdown, and they continue to show their versatility on offense. A new man enters the end zone. And it's all Odessa in this one. 45-0. Awaiting the extra point. This one will be up. And it'll be no good. Had to wait on that call for a moment. But it's been a moment notice for this offense until they make the long trip to the end zone. Another big chunk play. That one, a deep pass from Michael Scott to the speedster. And 50 seconds remain on the clock. And now making their way out there is the special teams unit for the Bulldogs, who have had the answer to onside kicks, along with finding a way to get a fumble caused. Again, Moody makes his way out there. Traditionally today it's been Sanders, but dealing with a cramp. Looking to get that checked out there on the sideline. 50 seconds remain, 45-0. Again, the score in favor of the home squad, the Odessa Bulldogs. This one will be kicked, a high towering kickoff. This one will slowly roll, a touchback here off the boot. And they will set the ball at the 20-yard line. So we'll see what Cameron does. Do they decide to try to find a way to score? Or do they take this to the half and try to regroup heading into halftime? As not too big of a decision arises here. As with 50 seconds left on the clock, they will hand it off and get some positive yardage here. Down across the 30, make it the 31-yard line. And they will call a timeout here. Should say they're going to let it wind down. And this last run should take us to half. This one will be flipped to the outside and some more positive yards. This one to the 35-yard line. And that will take us to the half as the clock hits 10. And we'll roll down all the way to 0. And an all Odessa Bulldogs first half to start the season as they enter halftime up 45-0. And Michael Scott leading the way on the offense. And the linebackers from Odessa making big tackles as they penetrate through the online for Cameron's side of things. You want to regroup. You want to try to win this second half and find a way to get some positive momentum. But today, all Odessa, as we take a little break, going to be about a 2-minute break here, and I'll give you a little more analysis of this first half. 45 the score, and it's all Odessa. You're watching Missouri Sports Talk, the first broadcast of Friday Night Lights. Welcome back to the halftime report. Again, Odessa up big here, 45-0 entering the half over the Cameron Dragons. Odessa again, class number 4, Cameron class number 3. I'll kind of take you through this game so far, and it started off hot for the Odessa Bulldogs. They deferred. Cameron elected to receive, but after that, immediately the Odessa Bulldogs had the ball, were able to connect on an onside kick. Trey Sanders had the lucky number for that particular act as he's able to make 3 of those throughout this one. Carter Young caught the first touchdown in this one, a 41-yard bomb from Michael Scott. The one of 5 touchdowns in this one. Trey Sanders caught the second one, 4th and goal on the 5-yard line, able to get the job done there. And it was a kind of slow after that for the Bulldogs, but they picked it right back up there, able to spread the wealth throughout this offense with Trey Sanders and Jackson Whitaker able to get into the end zone. It was all capped off with a rushing touchdown after a couple chunk plays by the new running back. They've rotated in the backfield throughout this ball game and able to find his way for the first rushing touchdown of the season was Brock Barker, the junior, sitting at 5'8", 155. And again, Odessa up big in this one, 45-0. 14 minutes until we are back in action here. Going to take a 10-minute break. I'll be back at approximately 8:35, so about 8-minute break on this one. I'll sit just some stats around Missouri and how Missouri Sports Talk Cameron Staley's game is going along. And again, we are in a one-sided affair. This one, Odessa up 45-0. As you're watching high school football, the first Friday Night Lights ever on Missouri Sports Talk. 3 minutes left until we are back to action here in Odessa. Odessa currently leading 45-0. But let's take a look at games that have been completed. Obviously, all Friday Night Lights going on right now. We're going to start off. Lindbergh played at home against Vianney. 35-23 victory for Vianney, Class 4 versus Class 6 school. Normandy 49, Confluence Prep 0. It's a Class 3 bout versus Class 2. And then something to keep your eye on. Hoga Prep 48, Northeast Kansas City 8. That's a Class 2 victory over a Class 4 team. And our finale of this halftime update on score. Parkway North fell to Parkway West at home, 24-21. That was a Class 5 Parkway North team versus a Parkway West team that was Class 4. And now Cameron makes their way out on the field with 2 minutes on the clock remaining until we are back to action here in Odessa. And this offense picking up right where they left off. Over 4,000 total yards of offense last year, along with a defense that had 28 sacks and 16 INTs. And Michael Scott, being himself in this one, was the KMZU Offensive Player of the Year. Had a completion percentage of 59.5%. Threw for 2,488 yards, 24 touchdowns last year. And he's been able to throw for 5 in this one. But you wonder how long he'll be in this game with the score in hand. Don't want to risk any injury and give some younger guys some chances on Friday night. A lot of all-state returners for this team. We've already seen Jackson Whitaker do what he does on offensive athlete, second team in all-state category. And then linebacker Will Scott's made his presence known as well, a second-team all-stater. And then defensive back Isaiah Hanks has done the same. He's a second-teamer, but the running back, third-team Cole Westerhold, currently dealing with an injury, did not get the nod or go ahead to play today. But he's definitely going to be a guy to keep your eye on as this season continues. But the chemistry, 7 returning this year, 8 defensively. It's been a really strong attack here. You can tell that experience, the want to be out there. You saw a couple guys go down with a couple injuries. They wanted to get back on the field. For the Cameron side of things, they showed some glimpses that were very strong. A couple splash plays, able to get some yards, able to create opportunities. But at the end of the day, just not enough against this Odessa Bulldogs team who's had a versatile attack today. Again, looking at the districts, Class 4, District 7, the home for Odessa this year, Central Kansas City, East Kansas City, Harrisonville, Pleasant Hill, Raytown South, and University Academy Charter. And for Class 3, District 8, Chillicothe, Macon, Maryville, Richmond, St. Pius X, Kansas City. That's going to be home of Cameron. Both these teams have histories of being at the top. This is the first matchup between the two teams. Odessa won state championship in 1994 and 2019, and Cameron were state runner-ups in 2004 and champions in 2005, but they look to get to the promised land with this being the beginning steps to that. The kickoff coming up here as both these teams take the field. Odessa will be receiving the kick. They kicked off to begin the game, was an onside kick, able to get it back. So we'll see who kicks it off for this Dragons team. Have yet to see who does the kicking duties, but we will know now. We are finally set and ready to go. The time is at 0. And we are ready to go on the field kicking for this Cameron team. It appears to be, as we continue to wait, Brody Jones, the quarterback here, doing the kicking duties in this one. Well, when I said the clock was at 0, the assumption was we would start, but still 58 seconds remain, and the referees are going to hold us up until that clock expires for a little extra break for these guys to get going. I'm sure a lot of these guys are itching to get right back onto the field and get it going, but we will the kicking side of things ready to go. Making his way back there is Jones. So we run down this last 25 seconds. It's important to take note on how these teams play the second half, kind of carry that momentum into your next week. For Cameron's side, you want to kind of win some plays, get that momentum going. For your next opponent next week, have confidence in your team. And for Odessa, just continue what you've been doing. Get those young guys a chance to be out there. And we'll see what happens here shortly. As now the kickoff is ensuing. And the second half will begin right now here. This one kicked to the right of your screen. The return man will bobble this one, take a couple steps back, and able to shifty his way around this. As a familiar face returning that kick, we've seen him be shifty in this one. Brock Barker, the junior, has been put in that running back role and has made some good plays back there. Made a couple guys miss back-to-back big chunk plays, over 10-plus yards on those back-to-back plays, and was able to capitalize and get the first rushing touchdown for this Bulldogs team this year. So after this game, Odessa will hit the road for back-to-back weeks, taking on Clinton and Harrisonville. They'll be back home to take on Richmond and Oak Grove before they'll travel to Center and then cap off with back-to-back games with Warrensburg, Pleasant Hill at home, and then the finale is on the road to take on Maryville at Maryville. So back in the shotgun here, wasting no time, deep attack. Trey Sanders with the grab. He is there, 20, 15, 10, touchdown Bulldogs. The prolific offense continues and able to make his way all the way to the end zone was Sanders. Started on the 17 and made it and finished the job. A 73-yard touchdown pass is the exclamation point on this one. The gaff looks good from up here, and we will wait a moment. But what a connection there. Scott with his 6th touchdown pass in this one, and a deep ball to start the second half. And now waiting on the extra point. This one will be short, will be caught, but no return is allowed here. So that will be a strong start for this Odessa Bulldogs team as they push past the 50 mark. 51-0 the score on just one play. Michael Scott to Trey Sanders. A deep ball has been the recipe for chunk plays, and it works there. You talk about Whitaker's blazing speed there. Sanders able to hustle down the field, show his speed off there. And he's able to collect the touchdown. Just continuing to find a way has been the name of the game, and doing a strong job of that is this offense. As I will wait to see who kicks this one off, and it appears back there it will be Connor Moody, another senior, very senior-heavy team, a lot of seniors and juniors for this Odessa team, and they have meshed very well. 51-0, 11:34 left. This one, high kick caught, fumbled now, but able to pick it up and make his way right past the 29 and put him at the 30. An extra roll there. So that one was returned. But before we said anything, I should say there is no penalty marker. I thought I saw one nonetheless. So now this offense making its way out there after a couple positives in that first half. The swarm effect of this defense has been seen and been the reason they are currently shut out. Underneath center. And it appears it will be an early penalty. This one possibly on Cameron, and it will be. This one will be a delay of game call. We've already seen one of those. That'll set him 5 yards back and put it at a 1st and 15 ball on the 27-yard line. Again, the first ever Missouri Sports Talk broadcast. Easton Amelia riding solo in this one. Cameron Staley in Lynn today. Trying to see how his game's going on right now. Again, they will not be home for a couple of weeks. They will be back here with a strong matchup against Richmond and Oak Grove. And a lot of dual sport athletes on this Odessa team, and it just shows how that can help. A lot of soccer players, wrestlers, baseball players. Being a versatile athlete can help you, especially in this situation. Tomorrow, I should say next week, Cameron will be at home against Lawson, and then another home game with Excelsior Springs coming to town before they'll be on the road and take on Chillicothe, followed by a home game versus Maryville. This one will be stopped from the get-go, and in the backfield immediately is this defense. Leading the way was Troutman. It's been tough to really find a lane, and Maverick Troutman has been very deadly on that right edge. Ball on the 26. Flips it out wide. This one's fumbled. This one picked up by Odessa, but actually able to roll back onto that, as it appeared there was a couple guys in the area, but able to finagle his body and get back onto the ball. So that was about worst case scenario for Flick, able to avoid any danger there. As a pair of what I want to assume brothers, Carter Flick and Cold Flick, 3 and 14 for this Cameron team. Goes back and throws this one across. This one will be around the 25. They'll spot it at the 25. So a 4th and long here. So 4th and 18 to go. Ball on the 25. The assumption here is they're going to punt it. And again, running clock here This punt will get off. I've won this one. Will get returned. Fair caught at around the 45. They'll place it at the 47. And we'll see if we saw the last of Michael Scott in this one. He is in the huddle. And he will go back onto the field here, obviously, as this game goes along. The drives are going to be minimized and some backups will get in, but for the time being, still trying to work out some kinks, even though there's not many today. You never know what the future can hold. Maybe want a new look as well. 1st and 10, ball on the 47. So on a handoff, left side. Cuts around, weaves around, breaks a tackle, and continuing to stay on his feet before a wrecking ball comes in there to break it up. As coming in, firing was Flick. That one being Carter Flick. And now slow to get up, kind of a hobble back is Brock Barker. Fake throw here by Scott. He finds an open lane. He'll take it himself. Calls a receiver to block. He'll juke around, get around one guy, and make his way across the 25 to the 23-yard line. And another example of Scott's speed. We've seen him leave the pocket, but there again, showing the legs off, is kind of directing traffic as he got downfield, trying to get one of his guys to block for him. A little too far for the receiver. As continuing to push down the field is this Odessa team. Motion man across a fake handoff. Whitaker here with a lane. Cuts through two guys, but will be tackled by a pair of Dragons. With Robinson being the main tackler there. So now making his way off the field will be one of the Cameron guys. It appears it is Logan Brown. His helmet came off in the play, therefore forcing a substitution defensively for this Dragons team. 2nd and 7, ball on the 20. This is the third quarter. That's up 51-0. 5:15 left in this one. Running clock now. This one a fake handoff. RPO here. Well executed and a touchdown. Tate Heitman with the touchdown. Scott adds another touchdown pass, and the RPO works to perfection. It's a 57-0 game in favor of the Bulldogs. Continuing to find a way to connect, and the touchdown there. And now unnecessary roughness defensively on this Cameron team. That will be on the kickoff. Should be assessed on the kickoff. And it gives an extra second here for the holder to get out there. Again, 57-0 the score. And the extra point. This one kicked up and is good. Odessa adds another. Overall, another touchdown pass from Michael Scott as he continues his way with this Dragons defense. 58-0 the score.
Michael Scott just set the school record for single game passing touchdowns.
With 6? 6 touchdowns is the passing record.
75 in the first half, 2.
I should say he has 7 touchdowns, so Michael Scott sets the Odessa So after all the calculations, Michael Scott with apparently his 8th passing touchdown in this one. We'll wait for the official stats to come in. I do recall a rushing touchdown, but we will await. But as for now, 8 passing touchdowns for Michael Scott, which is the record for all quarterbacks in a single game for the Odessa Bulldogs. And they will count this 15-yard penalty off, as that was a personal foul. And that will give an opportunity, if the Odessa wanted to take it, another chance at an onside kick, even if you don't get it in favorable spot. But knowing the circumstances, and that is Michael Scott's 8th touchdown pass in this one, an Odessa record in a single game passing touchdowns. An impressive feat, and it's just game number 1 here on Missouri Sports Talk. This one shot out of a cannon and will be a touchback in the back of the end zone, and they'll spot this one at the 20. And what's special about this one is it wasn't just 2 guys on connection, it was this entire offense. Seems like everyone got a little piece of the cake in this one. Carter Young got a touchdown, Trey Sanders, Whitaker, along with a rushing touchdown by Brock Barker. It's been a spread offense. Tate Heitman just scored a touchdown. Everything that can go right for this Odessa team has gone right. 5:04 left in this one, 58-0 the score. So an offsides penalty here from Odessa. And this is something Coach Jewell emphasizes when he's coaching. You play a full 4 quarters. When you're on the field, we expect the best from you, no mental mistakes. And obviously, that mentality's got him here. A very solid campaign last season. And just a couple offside calls defensively, really the lone negatives, as breaking through and the sack in the backfield. Right through the defense. And now a flag for the celebration. But Maverick Troutman makes his way and trots to the backfield with a sack that will be canceled out with the celebration. A 15-yard penalty after the play. So it will put a first down on the board. But the sack will go into the books as he broke through pretty easily through the line. A diving effort and was able to get the sack. But now the Dragons will have the ball at the 29-yard line after the negative play. 1st and 10 with the ball again on that 29-yard line. So they march up the field. They will add more time on the play clock here with the confusion on where it will go. So actually it'll be a 1st and 1 for the Dragons. As running around, weaving, a tackle will be made there. As making his way is DeAndre Bandy with the assist after a group of Bulldogs were able to bulldoze and get around. After all, they're able to collect the first down. Jones with the rush. He'll hand this one off up the middle and able to break a tackle, but ultimately gets tackled. As back in the mix is Will Scott with his tackle. With coming into this one, you wondered how the offensive and defensive lines would match up. And that's been the difference maker in this one. The running game for the Dragons has been very difficult to establish. Fake handoff here. The quarterback will make a couple miss. Still on his feet, and he will break away. Only one man to tackle him, and he will make the touchdown-saving tackle. As Brody Jones showing his athleticism off there, breaks the tackle and about had break-off speed. But a nice tackle there to save anything on the back end. And Connor Moody on the tackle there to keep that shutout alive. This one handoff. Say fake handoff, flipped backwards, breaks two tackles, spin move, and then we'll get stacked up there at the 41-yard line. As Carter Flick there able to make a couple miss. So 2nd and 4, ball on the 41 again, 58-0 the score, as we just have 2 minutes left in this third quarter. This one will be pitched out wide. Cuts it back to the hashes, and able to collect a couple there, and possibly get that near that first down, make it 3rd and manageable. That's with the carry there. For the Cameron Dragons as they continue to mix in the running backs around. Does that appear to be Enlow? And this one will be snuffed out, going nowhere. Is Arston Enlow, and now people slow to get up for the Odessa Bulldogs. It appears Bandy, who made the tackle, is limping and now on the ground over there. As we still await yet to see a number from up here. Gonna have to use the binoculars from the booth. And it appears it's gonna be Griffin Jerome, the junior, the linebacker, standing in at 5'11", 185. Just appears to be a cramp. Nothing to really be concerned about long term. Obviously, now you're playing. This is where you get into the thick of it. You've almost played 3/4 of football with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining. 24 minutes can be very difficult on the body, especially for week one. But a lot of these guys for Odessa playing both sides. Even if you're not a starter at one role, you're rotating back and forth all around. So now 4th down and 1 to go. Ball on the 38. A big play coming up here. The Odessa wants to keep this shutout alive. This will be a fake handoff, runs around, and the quarterback able to run through this one. Jones able to collect the first down and keep this drive alive. And time winding down here in the third quarter, as currently Cameron Staley is in Lynn. They just got underway the second half there. A very close one, 20-12, with Cuba out in front. As this one is muffed, but able to pick that one up now. Time. Not a timeout, should just say. The whistles were blown, as I didn't know if it was a timeout there. But they called him down there, so the play was ending, and that will wind out the third quarter. Odessa leading 58-0 here as we enter the fourth quarter in this one, with the fours getting put out by the players. With the fourth quarter upon us, a big thank you tonight's sponsor, the Odessa Animal Clinic. Your furry friend is part of the family, and it's important to stay on top of their needs just like you would with your own. The Odessa Animal Clinic has you covered. Visit them at 100 West Main Street. You can also find them at odessaanimalvet.com. Thank you to Odessa Animal Clinic for supporting Missouri Sports Talk and the Odessa Bulldogs. So we are off and running here in the fourth quarter, awaiting the first snap to get the time and the clock running. An outside pitch here, and able to get a couple yards there. Another outside run by this Cameron team, who has kind of put a good drive here together, as Enlow with the carry once again. Continuing to move fast, hustling off the field to avoid the too-many field. A pass here. This one will be caught, and that'll be a touchdown. Caden Robinson will make his way to the end zone, and the first touchdown goes to the tight end. A connection between Brody Jones and Caden Robinson, able to do the job for the Dragons to get their first touchdown on the season and end the shutout for the Odessa Bulldogs. Apologize forgot to move the camera there once again. I'm hoping by week 4, with a little bit of practice, we should be perfected the craft. A couple practice games with using a camera. We'll get everything set up and ready to go. Again, 10:45 now the time. 58-6 the score. They're going to go for 2 here. This one will be gobbled up, read perfectly, and 2 men met in the backfield there. And that'll be a tackle for loss there on the 2-point conversion. But the shutout is as both Tristan Mitchell and Maverick Trotman meet together to knock down any thoughts of Jones making his way to the end zone. So now 10 minutes remain in this one with running clock. Michael Scott's day is done. I talked to one of the coordinators on this team, and it's been a tremendous performance from the quarterback leading the team. You can tell that experience is showing through. A strong junior season, and now the beginnings of what may be a record-setting senior year. 1 game, 1 record already, 8 touchdown passes in the home opener for the quarterback, Michael Scott. All right, 9 minutes now left in this one. This one kicked off, and Odessa will return this one. But before anyone touches this will roll out of bounds and will be a free kick penalty. That'll be assessed unless they did touch it, but I don't know if there was any contact made. But I think the conclusion is there was contact made with the ball, so they're going to spot this one inside the 5-yard line. And a mass subs here for the Odessa Bulldogs as their starters have officially been rested, and just doing this precautionary. Don't want to lose anybody week one, and not to say meaningless time, but in a well-off situation for this team. So a band of new players will make their way out there. This will be led by Colin Barker, the quarterback's the sophomore, sitting at 5'10", 170. First play will be a draw play here. Has the option. He will keep this one. Makes a couple miss. And he will make his way across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Immediately inserted. Makes an impact. Top to bottom, this team has depth, and we're seeing it shown off right here. But the sophomore quarterback here keeping it and getting positive yardage here. 58-6 the score. The shutout broke on the previous drive. This one handed off as the tackler there goes for the ball. As in on the tackle was Beckett Erdeben, the sophomore in there, with Duck Hicklin on the carry. A lot of freshmen sophomores on the field for Odessa right now. This one snapped. Another option here. Winding, and now will be turned down by this Dragons team. And now 3rd and 4. Ball on the 24-yard line. To say the 26-yard line. So we're in the fourth quarter again. 6:30 left on the clock. You would have to suspect a lot of running plays coming up from both sides. The Dragons already being a run-heavy team. Six minutes left. Snaps this one. Passes this one out wide. This one caught on the outside. Just able to get the hands under that one on the outside was Tanner Fulter, the junior receiver, sitting at 5'8", able to make the grab. Fulter with the grab. Now they got the first down, and the time keeps winding down, almost inside 5 minutes here, which could possibly be the final drive in this one. The play clock down to 5. Hikes this one and met in the backfield by two Dragons. Able to almost make that back to the line of scrimmage as Hicklin had no time there. As both Rylan Brown and Jacob Fontaine getting through that line. Mass subs across the offensive line as well. As the left tackle, Tyson Baldwin. The left guard, Mason Long. This one thrown out wide will be incomplete. That was intended out wide, did not get caught. As I continue to search at the roster and see who's all on the field for the Odessa Bulldogs. On the right side, the right tackle, you got Camden Burnell. And on the right guard side of things, you have Baldwin, the freshman. Screen pass out wide. This one dropped, but it appears to be roughing the passer in the backfield a little bit too late of a hit, as Parker Nye just slips that one out of his hands. So after the incomplete pass, that'll be an automatic first down, it appears, with the roughing the passer. And that should pretty much close this one into the books as we await the final 3 minutes and 30 seconds of this ball game. As the offensive line continued to rotate around, we saw the left tackle, right guard switch. So a few guys switching around on that line, trying to get new looks. At 3 minutes, they hike it. And this one will be tackled. As on the carry there was Hicklin. And Macklin Lim able to make the tackle. Once again, forgot the camera duties of the job. We're still getting used to this setup. First time having to run a camera and do broadcasting. So we'll make our way through this final 2 minutes and 30 seconds and await the next game for both teams next Friday. Runs this one outside. Goes a little backwards to get some growth forward. Third and 10, ball on the 48. And now 2 minutes left in this one. The story today is this offense of Michael Scott, along with the swarming mentality of this defense, physicality throughout the entire game. This one dumped off to the top of your screen. And now cuts his way, weaves his way, and now a couple defenders able to knock him out of bounds. It appears it'll be short, about 4th and 3. We'll wait for the official. But it will be 4th and 3 there. And now it's just time to wind this one down. 1 minute and 20 seconds left before these two will make their ways back to the locker room. So they will wind this one down all the way to the delay of game call here. And then the clock will continue to run, and don't know if there will be a punt necessary, but there will be a punt necessary at the end of the day, and unless they decide to go for it. It was 4th and 3. It does make it now 4th and 8 for this JV offense of the Bulldogs. Again, a complete performance all around by this Bulldogs team. The offense was very prolific in this one. Able to get some running across, but the pass threat was the difference maker in this one. Both dump-offs, wide receiver screens, and using the vertical routes have helped them today to get to this victory. Michael Scott leading the way again. 8 touchdowns, which is a record for any single game quarterback for the Odessa Bulldogs. Again, Cameron will make their way back home and take on Lawson and Excelsior Springs on the 4th and the 11th, while Odessa will hit the road, and this will be a tackle for loss in the backfield. And the turnover on downs will put Cameron's offense on the field. And that will do it as the time will wind down. Possibly one more play as the time ticks down inside 25 seconds. Odessa will be back home in a couple weeks, 2 road games, and be back here. So I want to thank you for tuning in for the first ever Missouri Sports Talk broadcast with 5 seconds on the clock. A pass here. This one will get caught and inside the 10. And a touchdown will finish this game off as the Dragons able to throw that one deep. And the connection there will end the game as Flick makes his way into the end zone Carter Flick with the touchdown, the second touchdown by this Cameron team today, and that will make the final 58-12. Odessa comes out the victors in this one, top to bottom, a phenomenal performance. They were able to win in the trenches. That led to the victory for the first time on Missouri Sports Talk. I thank you guys for listening to this one. Have a great rest of your day, as Odessa is the victors again, 58-12. And have a great rest of your night.